In battle, they say that victory is sweet. But here in the Ouachita mountain range of Arkansas, we're going to find out that the crystals are sweet. We're headed for the Sweet Surrender Crystal Mine on this episode of Rockhounding USA. Just woke up after a restful night's sleep here at Royal Oak Inn in Mount Ida, Arkansas. It's supposed to be 70 degrees, partly cloudy, and we're excited to head north to Sweet Surrender Quartz Crystal Mine. The paved road turns onto a very well-kept gravel road. Very nicely kept. Nice gentle slope, nice iron staining. If you're familiar with this area, lots of iron staining, red everywhere you look. Of course, these crystals at Sweet Surrender are also known for being iron stained, and you have to clean them with oxalic acid. Well, we have arrived at Sweet Surrender Quartz Crystal Mine, just north of Mount Ida, Arkansas, with my trusty rockhound companion and son, Chase. And folks, we're going to be heading right down there. We just spoke to the owner, Randy Skates, and he said there's some nice quartz seams down there. Very interesting geology at this location. If I can have this, we can see this is not your typical sandstone quartz in this area like you find in most places around Mount Ida, but it's more of sandstone and shale. So we have the shaley deposits, and some places the beds of shale are just like pieces of paper in a huge book, just thin and flat. And so we're excited to get down to some seams of quartz, and we'll report, hopefully, with some beautiful crystals in just a few moments. Heading down into the pit next to the big excavator, and just happened to look down, found this nice single point right there, just laying right in the tracks from the excavator, going down into the hole. So there is quartz, and lots of quartz here at Sweet Surrender. So we hadn't even made it down into the pit yet. Chase reaches down, and look at this little keeper. Look at that fantastic guy right there. We are down lower into the pit, and here we can see the nearly vertical columns of shale mixed with what looks like some kind of a sandstone. This is a perfect example of a fracture right through the shale of this area. And notice that seam of quartz that is just running at a 90-degree angle even through this formation. So absolutely fantastic geological formations here at Sweet Surrender. Right here in the bottom of the pit, found a small pocket that's been previously worked. Someone's opened it up, and then right above it, another one. A lot of milky quartz. Don't really see a lot of clear crystals in here, but look at these seams. Look at these seams. There's quartz along these seams running at almost a 90-degree angle up through the shale. Right, just walking up the track outside the pit, saw this little guy sitting here. Might be nothing, might be something. Let's see. Hopefully. Oh! Nice little point there. Just a single solitary point. That's a keeper right here. Here's a nice view overlooking the main pit. Of course, you can see the shaley deposits on the left side of your screen, excavator, and the piles around the pit. Continuing to surface collect, and saw this guy gleaming at me there, that crystal face. Oh! And look at there, a little damaged. That's a single point. Just saw this, it might be nothing, might be something. Let's see what we got. Let out. Oh, little, some damage there, but not bad for surface collecting. The layers of shale Look at that. Just completely pull apart. Look at that. You have to be careful down below as you rip away in search of the seams. As you can see, there's a clay-filled seam here, a lot of iron staining. Lots of milky quartz in there, too much clear quartz. And again, up above, that's what you find here at Sweet Surrender. Shale with seams of quartz, most of it milky, but then interspersed in the larger pockets you'll find the clear crystals. Some of the larger milky quartz boulders, and look what we found. Look at this nice little pocket right here. Found this little pocket that someone was working and lifted this bad boy up out of that. Now a little bit of damage on the back side. Right there, it could either be damage or it could have been where it had grown against the host rock in the matrix. But look at that, largest singular crystal of the day, fairly clear. Chase has irrigated a small pocket. Of course, it quickly turns to Campbell's tomato soup as all the iron-rich debris, staining, and soil dumps down into the hole. He's been pulling out some nice small clear crystals. And what do you think, bud? Is it paying out? All right. We may have to get a pry bar over here and just break this thing wide open. As you can see, these are large chunks of more milky quartz, and then they have the smaller pockets of clear crystals jutting out. All right, we might have just located a large isolated crystal just underneath the rock towards the middle of your screen. Chase is going to try to go after it. Let's see. Oh! Spin that bad boy around. Looky. Looky, looky. It's not damaged. Is there anything more down there, Chase? I'll take that one. Anything else down there? What's that? Oh, that's something? What do we got? Oh, nice. Anything else? Just surface collecting really here, folks. Boy, looking good there. Found a nice little surface collecting honey hole, not a pocket, just a lot that have eroded out of the soil nearby. But yeah, sun's starting to peek out. It's going to warm up a little bit, but look at that guy right there. We'll take it. We got a gentle breeze coming in over the trees. The temperature's in the upper 60s, lower 70s. Not a drop of rain. Just been a fantastic morning and afternoon of hunting. Just reached into the soil, saw a little facet gleaming at me and pulled out this little guy. Now there's a little bit of damage on some of these crystals, and obviously we got a lot of clay and soil packed in there, but when this thing cleans up, there may be some treasures buried deep down within there. I think she's a keeper. Took a stroll down to the bottom of the lower end. There's a large tree that's been cut down and was surface collecting. And look down in here, I think I see something. Oh baby, look at that, just laying right in the soil. No hammering, no chiseling, no extracting. Just reach down and grab it. We love it. Beautiful. All right, sitting here with Chase. Now Chase, you've been hollering. What's going on? Yes. Oh, ready to extract. Ooh, look at those faces just gleaming out at us. So we're down here at the bottoms near this old hollowing out tree and found this boulder, and we got lots of crystals. Look like people have been breaking stuff off of it. Whoa! Oh, look at there, look at that nice one. It's fantastic. All right, we've got a little clay-filled pocket here with a nice crystal right on the end. Chase is going to attack. See what he can do. He got pretty excited. He's going to try to dig some of that clay out around it to liberate it. So let's see some action there, Captain. Careful, careful. All right, he thinks it cracked loose a minute ago, so let's see. Oh, take it up in the light. Get it in the light. Oh yeah. Spin that puppy around. Well, the Sweet Surrender mine sure surrendered some sweet crystals for us today. Plenty of float crystals, just that if you rode it into the soil. Also, Chase had fun going after those small pockets and chasing down those clear crystals that are in the larger quartz boulders that litter the property. Just beautiful weather today, incredible scenery. Love the geology of this region with the fractured shale, with the veins and seams of quartz running all through it, the iron staining. It's just a rockhound's paradise. We'll see you at the review and wrap up. Well, we've put our crystals from Sweet Surrender into a combination of water and hydrochloric or muriatic acid. As you can see, the water is a little bit yellowish greenish. It has been dissolving, but hasn't done quite the job that I want. So next I'm going to cook these rocks in some very, very hot oxalic acid. But before I can dump this highly acidic, toxic water, first I have to neutralize it with baking soda. And so here we go. Chase is going to start to add that so we can neutralize this. Don't worry, folks. The bubbles being given off are just carbon dioxide. We're neutralizing that acid, and then we're going to let it sit for quite a while. And then we are also going to then rinse it with fresh water and let it soak for at least a few hours. All that is carbon dioxide that is being given off that you see as we're adding in this basic material. And we will just dump it all in. Just dump it all in, dump it all in. Next comes hot oxalic acid. Well, after 2 days of soaking in oxalic acid in very, very hot water, not quite boiling, you have to be very careful when using hot water to cook, so to speak, your crystals. If the water is too hot and the crystals are cold, when you pour that hot water on them, it can cause cracking and fracturing. I've actually had that happen before. So be careful. Either warm up the crystals inside the fluid with it, or just kind of gradually add the heat, add the hot water to the crystals. I'm going to go ahead and neutralize the oxalic acid. And then we'll see what she looks like in just a minute. Well, I just finished up about 2 days worth of cleaning my quartz crystals using oxalic acid with a very hot solution. So what I've done is about 3 different times I added almost boiling water into the mixture, because oxalic acid, the reaction rate of dissolving the iron compounds and the rust moves much quicker the hotter the fluid is. And so I made sure to do this outdoors. Was careful to wear gloves, and folks, you also have to be careful not to add hot water too quickly to your crystals if they're in a cold state, because you can actually fracture or crack them, which I have done at times. So now that I have done about 2 days worth of oxalic acid in a hot solution, then I neutralized that oxalic acid using baking soda and then rinsed it for several hours with fresh water. It's going to be time to see what kind of treasures we have and how well they've been cleaned. Let's take a look. And here is that massive crystal. Some growth damage right there. It was up against obviously the edge of the cavity. There it is, nice and cleaned up. After one round of cleanup on that guy, after a round or two of cleanup, need to do a little bit of scraping, maybe some brushing with a steel brush. Not very clear, but a nice little point. A little bit of damage on the points there. One of the clearest points we got from Sweet Surrender after a little bit of acid soaking. Got some internal fractures there, but she's a beaut. Some of that famous rock crystal quartz that Mount Ida is so well known for. Some nice striations. Not a very big point, but we love that rock crystal quartz. Another point from Sweet Surrender. A lot of problems with this one, but just got to admire some of those facets. Just some nice luster, like a chunk of broken glass. Another fine point from Sweet Surrender. This little baby almost looks like a Herkimer. Got a nice point, and then the break at the other end kind of makes it look double terminated. It's not, just kind of feels a little bit like a Herkimer. It's a Herkenot from Sweet Surrender. If you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our channel. And if you get a few moments, hop on over to our web store where we have great rockhounding t-shirts, sweatshirts with just that right message for the rockhound in all of us. Thanks.